right, we will call to order the Architectural Board of Review for October 13th, 2025, and we will begin with roll call, please.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. I'll start with roll call. Chair Anderson?
Here.
Vice Chair Whalen?
Here.
Board Member Black?
Here.
Board Member Noon?
Here.
Board Member Sovereign?
Here.
Board Member Anderson?
Here.
Board Member Six?
Yes.
We have quorum. Thank you.
Okay, we'll begin with item A under general business, public comment. So any member of the public may address the board for up to 2 minutes on any subject within its jurisdiction that is not on today's agenda.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. I'll start with in-person public comment. At this time, I do not have any slips for general public comment. However, if anyone wishes to make a comment, they may fill one out and bring it to me. I see no one in the audience moving to do so, so we will turn our attention to virtual attendance. And at this time, I do not have any hands raised for general public comment, and we did not receive any written correspondence. So at that, I'll turn it back over to you, Chair Anderson.
Okay, we'll close general public comment and move to item B, approval of the minutes of the ABR meeting on September 29th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Okay, let's take a vote.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. I'll start with a vote. Chair Anderson.
Yes.
Vice Chair Whalen.
Yes.
Board Member Anderson. Board Member Black.
Yes.
Board Member Noon.
Yes.
Board Member Six.
Yes.
Board Member Sovereign.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and then ratification of action taken on the consent calendar for October 13th.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. Today we had 2 items. We had 1232 East Quiniento Street, which received project design approval and final approval as submitted. And then item 2, which is 2000 De La Vina Street, received project design approval with the direction to come back with the landscape and lighting plan for final approval.
I will move we ratify.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, let's take a vote.
Chair Anderson.
Yes.
Vice Chair Whalen.
Yes.
Board Member Anderson.
Yes.
Board Member Black.
Yes.
Board Member Noon.
Yes.
Board Member Six.
Yes.
Board Member Sovereign.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item D, any announcements, requests by applicants for continuances and withdrawals, future agenda items, or appeals?
No announcements or any of those items. Thank you.
Okay.
That stuff.
Any subcommittee reports?
I have a question for staff. Member Black said that he was going to be on the sign committee as the alternate. In a moment of panic, I wondered, what am I a substitute? What committee am I a substitute for?
I can get back to you on that.
Would you please?
Yes, and I can update the entire board as well. I think there's some subcommittees that might be.
Moribund.
Yes, I'll reach out to the board. Yes,
Okay.
thank you for bringing it up.
All right, great. Then let's move on to item number 1. This is a continued item for final approval, 401 and 409 East Haley Street. A proposal for a new mixed-use development using the average unit density incentive program in the MC manufacturing zone. The project includes a voluntary lot merger of 2 parcels, demolition of the existing structures, and construction of a 3-story mixed-use building with 26 residential units and 5,011 square feet of commercial space, including 2,606 square feet of office retail and 4 short-term vacation rental units, 2,318 square feet. Architectural Board of Review approval of a development plan has been granted, 2,276 square feet of net new non-residential area. A ground-level parking garage would provide 52 automobile and 34 bicycle parking spaces. The project requires the removal of 20 on-site trees. Final approval is requested. Project requires substantial conformance to the plans granted. Project design approval by the full board on June 26, 2023. The project was last before the board for an in-progress review January 6th, 2025. Anything from staff?
Yes, thank you, Chair Anderson. Just probably reiterate a bit of what you said, but I just want to frame your review today. The project has received project design approval of June in 2023. The development plan was approved and the project compatibility findings were made at that meeting. In January of this year, the project was back before you for the in-progress review, and this board found the plans to be in conformance with those that received PDA in 2023. So we're here for final approval consideration today. The plans before you have been reviewed by staff, including creeks for stormwater compliance, and they're supportive. And then, as you know, but also just maybe for the many members of the public that are watching, final approval is simply just for the board to address whether the current iteration of the design substantially conforms to that which received PDA. So that's what we're looking for today. And then I'm here if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. Please introduce yourselves, and then you'll have 15 minutes. Like they said, we're here for finals, so we want to go through any changes that have been made since the last time you were here in January, any of the final details, materials, lighting, etc. Thanks.
I'm Kevin Dumaine, project architect with Design Arc.
Mark Kirkhardt, Principal Design Arc.
Derek Eichelberger with Arcadia Studio, landscape architect.
Okay, I think you have a pretty good summary there. Since at our previous meeting, we were here to kind of go over some modifications on the massing, for the third floor elevator bump out and some also mechanical screening. So the massing has been sort of settled at that point. Since that point, with further review by the city, we've had some additional green roof areas for stormwater purposes. And we've been working on the details and just kind of finishing it out. So let me kind of get going through here. We'll start with the materials board. So what we've done, we have a series of little vignettes. Different portions of the building. We call out the finishes. Looks like I should zoom in. Let's see, where is
It's the plus sign on the top of the screen.
top? Oh, yeah, okay. Ah, darn it. All right.
So,
Can you see it?
no, I was just gonna try to help.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go. That hand tool can, yep, click and drag, so.
All right, well, let's start at the ground. It would be a combination of some, colored concrete. We'll have some board-formed concrete walls around the planters and the patios. We've got our, sort of a textured deck coating up in the upper levels of the building. We have some stained concrete in the paseo level on the podium. We're going to have western red cedar on portions of the exteriors. We have a couple of integral colored lighter plaster colors and the darker plaster colors painted. The windows will all have, the doors and windows are all going to be a dark frame. We're going to have some corrugated siding with a graphite colored finish. Roofs will be, the flat roof areas will be on white PVC. Oops, lost it again. Let's see here. And then we'll also have some additional graphite colored metalwork up top, and then a lighter taupe color for the trellis elements. Let's back out of that. Then, okay, kind of a limited palette of exterior light fixtures. Night, dark sky compatible, Bega fixtures on the building, some little round fixtures on the trellises, some step lights at the private decks, and then in the soffits we have a variety of different recessed can lights. All right, let's look at thumbnail. Probably the only significant change from the last meeting on the site plan would be we've introduced some more permeable pavers out beyond the flood areas, and then in the patios, because we're down on Lower Haley, and this could get about 2 feet of flooding in a worst case scenario. The BFE's around there. We'll be integral colored inside the patio areas, so the water doesn't come up through them. Permeable pavers outside of those patio areas.
Patio areas are covered.
Oh yeah, plus those canopies, it's I think a change from the very initial designs. They're gonna have to have a cover, one for Cal Green, but also to protect those patio areas in the event of a flood. So it's just what we need to do. Let's jump up to the elevations here. All right, so I think more or less the same as what you've seen before. We've just gone through and figured out all of our materials, got some details referenced in here. We've introduced, I think, a few more green screen elements. The north and east sides of the building. Section through the building where you can see kind of the views at the Paseo. I think we'll just jump ahead. Get to our details. All right. First sheet here is kind of roof and parapet conditions. Maintaining an idea from the earlier design where some of the parapets have got the little projecting shadow edge on them. More exterior details. More roof details and drains. Our canopies. So on the lower levels, we have kind of one type of canopy design with the steel frames. This is the ones we mentioned will have the metal top surface. Second page, we see kind of the upper level. These are the residential trellises. These will let a little bit of filtered light through. Our details off to the side. Then we start to get into the doors and window systems. On the ground level, we've got these combination of the roll-up storefront doors. We've got some conventional storefront. Everything will kind of have that dark finish.
Some recess as well.
Oh yeah, everything is recessed. Then as we get up to the next upper levels, we have a whole series of details with the, we're looking at an aluminum clad, wood window systems, some multi-slides, a whole, we have got conditions with plaster, we've got conditions with wood, we've got conditions with the corrugated metal, all of which we've documented. Some additional door and window details. A few miscellaneous. Some of our basic handrail conditions, schedules. Let's see, if we get to the landscape plan.
Were those all the changes to the architecture?
Yes.
Okay.
See if I can find you Derek's plan. Which sheet would you like?
Probably LP 2, 3, and 4. So nothing substantially has changed on the... Yes. Nothing substantially has changed on the ground floor. But on the second floor, can you point out the little trough we added for the screening?
Oh, on the second floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me zoom in on that.
So there was some discussion at the last meeting about the architecture involving some of the equipment was going to be fairly visible or somewhat visible. So we've added a planter there with some planting in it to obscure that. So that's the main issue on the second floor. Third floor, Kevin mentioned earlier that we had to add a little bit of additional planting to meet our water our water filtration expectations. So it was just that southeast corner right there.
Yeah.
And that's just two different materials of grasses, Carex progressilis and the Atlas fescue. And then on the fourth floor, we discussed the using the pyrrhesthesia, the orange flowered plant that Dennis was happy to see up there in our last go-round. So we had to work out a plan for the planters that would provide enough root zone for them to grow and get up into the trellis that Kevin was talking about a little bit earlier. And in addition, we've added some other planters for the patios of those residents, including some small, what are they? Oh, the small dwarf strawberry tree, and then succulents and some grasses added in with those. So that's about it.
I think that concludes what we have to present.
Okay, great, thank you. We will open up public comment for item 1.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. I'll start with in-person public comment. At this time, I do not have any slips for this particular project, and there is no one in the audience to make a comment, so we will move on to virtual attendance. And we do not have any hands raised for virtual comment, and we did not receive any written correspondence for this item. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Chair Anderson.
Okay, thanks. We'll close public comment and move on to questions from the board. Vice Chair Whalen, would you like to begin?
No questions.
Board Member 6?
Yes, you mentioned the ground floor minor patios would be covered. What do you mean by covered? Is that something new, and what material, and what does that mean, covered?
Let me zoom in on this for you.
We've always had canopies on all those lower windows that are facing, on the street. So the canopies are still there. We had earlier anticipated maybe more of an open grid.
Oh, so they're above, they're not attached to the,
They're attached to the building, cantilevered
yeah.
above the storefronts, or above the whatever
And then
glazing.
the patios are below those.
Patio below those. We just had to cover that so that the water won't go into those patios.
Got it. I thought you had a lid.
Yeah, no, it's not enclosed. It's just we've changed the canopy material.
And just for, maybe it's errata, but on the west elevation, there is a few windows that are missing their horizontal mullions. I think it's probably just an oversight. There you go, bing, bing, those, either side of the door, on a lower floor. Right there.
Oh. No, actually, what's not showing up is the concrete right here. The pattern is not representing too well on the PDF.
Board form concrete.
No, I was thinking of the mullions in the windows that are,
Oh, yeah, we dropped those because the U.S. aluminum and the Conair, the ones we were looking at, didn't have a appropriate intermediate mullion that was give us that effect.
but the rest of them are a different material or something?
Yeah, on the lower level, we're commercial storefront at those openings.
Yes?
And then on the upper levels, we switched to aluminum clad wood.
So if the windows just to the left of those, or to the right of those, yeah, can you scooch over it? Yeah, those.
That's like the roll down,
Oh, okay.
like the service station door.
All right. And I noticed that your sections are now showing the full, accurately sized footings. And do any of those did you sacrifice any of your ground floor planting areas, getting in the way of these much heavier footings?
At the ground floor, we have a combination of raised planters, which were used for the stormwater purposes, and then we have some in-grade planters. So not really any significant loss due to the footings. The raised planters, in fact, have, you know, a concrete bottom to them. They're bathtubs.
Okay. But where the plantings to grade are, there was some encroachment by the accurate size of the footings, but not as as you say, that not significant.
Correct.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Board Member Black?
Quick question. Electrical transformer, did we talk about that? Is there one? Where would it be?
Yes.
And what's it look like?
It's in this northwest corner.
Got it.
We have some screening around it.
Yeah. Is your backflow preventer in that vicinity too?
Backflow's in the opposite corner.
Oh, it is. I knew it was in a corner somewhere.
We're looking at the flood plan.
And we have adequate planting around that, Derek?
Well,
I assume?
the backflow is actually in this raised planter, and then
Oh.
the landscape backflow is over here.
Okay. We're good that way, as far as screening is
Yeah.
concerned? Okay,
They're both covered.
good. Thank you. That's all.
Board Member Noon?
Just a quick one on the corrugated steel. Is that, what was the inspiration, if you will, behind that? Was there precedence in the area? Was it just something you wanted to throw into you wanted to add? What was the?
I would say it's precedent of the expanding funk zone. And there's other, we can find examples of it around in this area. And we chose to paint it as opposed to doing it a natural galvanized where we have issues with glare and so on and so forth. So, yeah, it seemed like a nice accent, and it's durable, and it's industrial.
All the roofs at the mill have it too.
What's
And
that?
all the roofs on the mill.
Across the street, this is for the same client that owns the mill, and which is why it's called the loss at the mill. But in any case, the entire roof of that building across the street, which is very visible, is all corrugated.
Thank you.
Board Member Sofferin?
No questions.
Board Member Anderson?
Can you put the street front elevation, please, or the elevation sheet? I was curious why the lines for the cladding run vertical in some instances and horizontal in others on the corrugated metal. For instance, if you pan down on that elevation, that ground level facade runs horizontal, but the second level is vertical.
Well, the horizontal elements, I believe, are you referring to this right here?
Yeah.
That's actually the wood siding.
Okay, well,
It's just a feature that's been in our design since the beginning.
so all the wood always runs horizontal and the metal's vertical?
That's correct.
Oh, okay, so then, can you, you said that there's an addition of green roof or something, or?
Yeah,
Is
that-
that showing here, is in the elevation, or that's somewhere we can see in a roof plan or something?
It's behind curbs and parapets.
So you wouldn't, it's not like a planted out thing that's cascading over the parapet or something?
No, the highest it would be is 2 feet, which is pretty much below the parapets.
Okay, so can you point to that on the roof plan? Or?
Yeah,
This-
there's a couple of
this is-
conditions here. We'll walk through them. In the southeast corner, you have some green roof here. And typically, the green roof will be on places where we have a lower parapet. We bring that up, like especially when you look in the northeast corner.
What level is this?
I'm at level 3. And so we have 2 green roofs, up here and then down here. And then in between, we have a lower roof. So we get higher ceilings in these living areas. And then that gets the trays of the green roof material up higher so the grasses can grow up a little bit above the parapet. And then when we go over to the northwest corner, we have another instance of it right here, also with kind of a high living area, so a short parapet condition there. And then a similar condition in the southwest corner.
Okay, so these are not occupiable at all, but they will have maintenance people up there, or?
Correct.
Okay, I was curious if they were going to be featured somehow in the elevation as a kind of.
If we rendered it, instead of showing you a construction document, you will see some number of, 18 inches or so of the grasses above the parapet, especially from a distance. So we're not trying to hide it. We do want it to be expressed, but this is a different kind of a drawing, right? We don't draw the landscape on the construction document.
Yeah, that's there. We can see it here. Okay. And as far as some of the canopies go, you were showing some of the roof plans that look like the enlarged roof plans on the canopies. So that's a new item as well, you were saying, since the last one, or no?
No, we've had canopies all along. It's just when we get into the detailing phase of it, they've evolved.
Okay. How did they evolve? Just more developed?
Well, yeah, primarily that. But then like at the first floor, we ran into the requirement to have them solid, one for green roof, but also for the flood purposes.
I see. Okay. Can you point to those on the elevation? Or a roof plan, either one.
Okay, so here we're on the Haley Street. So this here is one of our commercial canopies there, and then another one here. Then we jump to here, then one over the entrance.
So are those going to have some sort of downspout attached to them, or they just sheet flow off?
They'll sheet flow off.
Okay. I think that's my only question so far.
Okay, I do not have any questions, so does anyone have follow-up? Okay, let's go into comments. They're here for final. So Vice Chair Whalen,
No comments.
Board Member Six,
Yes, I think it's certainly in substantial conformance. I reviewed both plans, and it's exactly what we've saw and most of the board approved last time at PDA. But when it comes around to final vote, I'm maintaining for the record my no vote, because it's, it remains too contemporary and not part of the language of Haley or of the guidelines. It's not looking enough like the industrial option that is part of the Haley guidelines, and therefore I will maintain my no vote.
Board Member Black,
No other comments. I think it's ready for final.
Board Member Noon,
No comments.
Board Member Soffren,
No comments.
Board Member Anderson.
My comments are that I think if to me it's not super aesthetically, doesn't kind of convey a sense of subtlety and beauty. I also find it kind of boxy and kind of jarring, the choice of the materials, and there's a lack of a softness to it. I think it's not a style issue for me. It's just that the language of the architecture is kind of intense for me to look at, with the amount of right angles and the kind of industrial quality to the way the windows are rendered out. So, and even in the plan, how long those units are, there's something kind of, it doesn't feel very humane to me when I look at the how one would experience this building.
Okay. I think it is ready for final, and it is in substantial conformance with what we've seen previously. So would someone like to make a motion?
Chair Anderson, if I could just interject real quick and check with Board Member Noon. I just want to confirm that you have informed yourself of the previous meeting.
I did.
You
I
were-
watched
okay.
I read the minutes and watched the videos.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the project for final approval.
I will second that, and that it is in substantial conformance to the plans granted PDA on June 26, 2023. Does that work? Okay. Okay, any discussion? Let's take a vote.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. Chair Anderson?
Yes.
Vice Chair Whalen?
No.
Board Member Anderson?
No.
Board Member Black?
Yes.
Board Member Noon?
Yes?
Board Member Six?
No.
Board Member Sovereign?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excuse me, further discussion. If Board Member Anderson was here and approved the PDA, all he is doing now is confirming that the PDA, the final is in conformance with the PDA. Therefore, you cannot change your vote, sir.
Did you vote? No.
He didn't vote the last time.
Oh, he didn't vote?
He abstained
Okay.
because he hadn't reviewed the video of the prior.
I got it. Thank you.
submission.
Thank you for that clarification.
Okay, so there was a motion, we voted, and it passed.
Can I get an explanation from the no votes for the
Sure.
record, please?
And I'm going to back up with Mr. Six's astute knowledge of the voting procedures. The site is clearly and completely within the Haley Mills District Manual designated as Hispanic Pueblo. This is on page 11 to 20 if you haven't read this. The guidelines may be 43 years old and when Sheila Lodge was mayor, but it is still the operating document if I understand our parameters. So it calls for the use of simple forms, parapet walls with plaster moldings. You get the picture. In addition, I don't find that it has neighborhood compatibility with its size, bulk, and scale because and on every elevation in every compass direction, it's one story. Catacorner, there's 2-story, but still I can't find compatibility. But mostly because it is not in compliance with the operating planning document.
Yes, I don't have a problem with the mass, bulk, and scale. I think there's these size projects are coming our way and are appropriate. But this project is too contemporary and cold and does not meet the Haley guidelines in its intent.
I voted no because, like I said, in terms of one's experience of this building, in my view, there's a lack of subtlety and beauty in the architecture, and it feels emotionally kind of jarring and intense to look at. For instance, the corrugated metal, the kind of harshness to the verticals next to the harsh verticals of the industrial windows. It's a lot of the intensity of the lines, and so I feel like there's a lack of kind of human warmth to the architecture.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I think with that, we can announce the 10-day appeal period.
There's appeal period, okay. There's a 10-day appeal period, and with that, we will adjourn our meeting for today.
Thank you all.